Yes, that's right. We are here. I am Jeff Mader. This is Dave Mader. We have Jaemeel Robinson, and we are breaking down Big Brother 23 Week 1 Sunday HOH nominations. This is all about Frenchie being a bad strategist, but there's a lot of other things. He doesn't like
meatheads.
He doesn't like meatheads, and he wants nothing to do with pretty much any guy in the house. And he wants to align with all the girls except Alyssa because she wants to align with a guy in his mind.
A meathead to me is somebody that's got them big old jacked up muscles, like cocky attitude, and like just suave with the ladies.
I mean, he has 3 kids, so once upon a time he was suave with the ladies.
Nah, he's a reformed meathead, Jeff.
Right, and he's pretty big, and like he fits all the descriptions of what he said, other than the ladies' man in the house.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I have a few words to say entering tonight, Jeff. I apologize, and to you, Jaemeel. I apologize for being so cocky about Frenchie after the premiere, because tonight's performance was not great from Frenchie. His HOH episode tonight was a bit of a disappointment for me. I thought that this campaign to tell the women they were safe and then to ultimately put up Alyssa to hurt Christian, it was stupid.
It gets worse. It gets worse.
Yeah, I'm sure there's more to it, but even the way it was presented tonight on the show, I was not impressed with Frenchie.
Well,
yes,
all we can break down right now is what we were presented with on the show.
Yeah,
and what we were presented with on the show was Frenchie made the bonehead decision that before he even won the HOH, he told 2 of the meatheads, who apparently he wants to go after anyway, or 3 of them, that they're safe. So he's already put himself in a box.
And I was liking this strategy, Jeff. I gotta say that I was really into this idea that, okay, Frenchie is going to work, like say, hey, all you ladies, like you're good. I'm just going to keep you safe. I'm going after one of the more alphas. I'm not going to play like a game where we're going to target the weaker or any ladies or anything like that. And they were all giving testimonies. We love Frenchie. Frenchie's great. I'm like, this is amazing. I was even feeling better about Frenchie. But then ultimately here, how this episode ends is that he looks terrible. He plays this so bad. He had more options. He could have put people like Travis up. He could have put even Xavier up, and he doesn't. Right? So
he can't put up Xavier.
No, yeah, because he got saved by the wild card thing.
Yeah. Oh no, not Xavier. Okay, so but it could have been Travis. It could have been Travis and Kyland, right? You don't have to put Alyssa up.
He also could have put Brent up, I believe, right?
I get Alyssa is kind of, she might seem expendable in some ways, but it was dumb to tell her, "Oh, you're safe," and then to do this, especially the way he went about it.
Yeah. Oh, it's a messy HOH.
He is so messy. Oh my gosh, it's ridiculous. Like just watching the show alone, I think they did a great job of kind of showcasing the turn, which is like, oh, this is great. Exactly what you're saying. This man seems like he has like this approach. He's like talking truth to power. All the fans are like, yeah, let's not have what happened in BB23 occur again. Let's see people and fans like group together and take things out, and we don't want to just become a meathead season.
French, I get that part.
He just completely like all that goodwill gone. How could
he flushed it down the toilet? He's a nervous wreck.
How can you trust this man? You cannot trust him.
No, like Frenchie is. I was getting Devin vibes tonight. Jaemeel, I'm conceding some of the point, I think, on this player. I don't think that I think he's an interesting first HOH, and I think it's going to make this season play out in interesting ways, because I think a lot of times when you see an HOH like this, who comes in with like, okay, I know what I'm doing, and domineering and trying to walk through every room in the house, which was another thing about Frenchie's play that I think did not look good, at least on this edit tonight. The fact that he's like, I own the house, I can go, who's talking to who's friends with who, how dare you? These types of people tend to set a tone of what they don't want the house to be for the rest of the game. So I told
you there was going to be a Devin on the season. I thought it was going to be Xavier, but he didn't win the first HOH, which he might have done the exact same thing. A lot of people get that power.
Let me tell you something about that. No.
HOH.
No.
Xavier is not. He's not about that.
No.
He's gonna
Operation No Man's.
Yeah, they see he's even lying to himself. Like, can we, like, what are we talking about here?
Can we talk about all the ladies?
Sarah Beth, cute as a button. Aza, gorgeous. Hannah's very cute. Whitney, very attractive.
Hashtag no mans. Damn it. Hashtag no mans.
Operation No Mance. The
Operation.
person I think who put Operation No Mance in jeopardy would be Alyssa.
What is up with the music? It's like it's like it's like porn music, but it's also kind of like psychedelic.
He is a ladies' man. X.
X gonna give it to him?
X marks the spot.
Shut him down. Open up shop.
Oh,
He's a rough rider.
oh my gosh. Oh, this. You know what? I'm calling it right now. This season is going to be fantastic. It's going to be a fantastic train wreck.
I had a lot of fun with tonight's episode. I got to tell you, this was a really good premiere. I thought, even though Frenchie is not impressing me and letting me down, that's okay. I can handle that because I think that the rest of the house is kind of interesting. I'm seeing some interesting connections here. And I could use a little bit more context, but I was good. What do you guys think?
That's what I'm here for.
Well, yeah, I mean, there was probably a lot to jam in that we didn't get in the premiere. Like you guys mentioned last episode that we got right to competitions and we never got to see the players interact in the house at the beginning. They had to jam all of that into this episode, which is not normal for Big Brother. Normally, they've already shown you everybody in the house interacting. And then we get more into interpersonal relationships and alliances and all that kind of stuff by now, even by the second episode.
Yep. Yeah, like I get it's a new way to do it, but I think that the trade-off is better because it used to be that they all had to go into the house early, Jeff, and like it would be a few. Well, that's how they did it for a couple of years at least in the last few years, whereas they go in early, a few years in the house or a few days in the house, where they have to train them like basically how to be on TV and how to do the live feeds and what not to say and not to sing and all that kind of stuff, right? This way they do it differently, where they just go through all these competitions and put them into these groups, and then they drop them in the house quickly. I don't know why I don't understand why that's the other option, but that's why they did it this way.
Well,
so that's apparently the trade-off. But
I like it because isn't it exactly the issue we had with Big Brother Canada, Jeff? Sorry. That we did not know what happened that first week. And then when feeds came on, we just had to deal with this aftermath, and we just felt like we were trying to catch up, and the fallout occurs, and we didn't really make sense as to what was the big blowout that occurred. If we started a week afterwards and we just see everyone going, Frenchie's an idiot, we were like, what happened? Right?
So instead they do it this way, and I think that that's better. But at least tonight we get this is kind of the real start of the season. This is so it's like week one is kind of got this extra bonus few days, right? These days already would have happened, but instead, instead of all those intro packages and whatever else, and then maybe you get like a couple of the first minutes of them being in the house together. Fast forward to this night, where they would be in there, but we would have missed all the beginning stuff.
Yep, you're right. Absolutely right. And we kind of get those first impressions, and
we wouldn't know about Xavier going, Sarah Beth, Alyssa, right? We would have missed that.
He loves women, man. He just
loves women. And if they love him back, we'll see.
Yeah. Well, okay. What about the wild card situation? Did you guys like? They kind of did this last season, where like the safety suite and all that kind of stuff. Do you guys prefer this to doing the have-not stuff? And do you rather like this is a super veto power that was basically played like right away, and it's a lot of power right off the bat.
Yeah, I was kind of mixed on this, quite frankly. Like, I think that it's fun to have an extra safety, maybe, and I get it's more of a means to an ends, because you have to sort of fill this episode tonight, but because of the premiere. But I don't think you're going to need it in the future weeks, like after this. But if you want to fit it in, sure. Instead of what would have used to have been have-not competitions, would have been on like the Sunday night episode or something like that. And so the one team member going, and that's fine. But then what I don't like is that spin wheel where you can keep your entire team safe. I think that that's a little bit too much. I was glad it only went on 1, and if it had gone on 3, I think that would have been worst case scenario. I think that that this was the problem with the Big Brother Canada 9 format as well, with the 2 teams.
Everyone's safe.
Everyone's safe. Like, it was like, okay, half the house is automatically safe because they're on the B team. Whatever team is in power is automatically safe. Plus, people who are eligible can also win safety. So the pool gets very narrow, and that's kind of what happened with Frenchie in this format. Even though, yeah, like obviously Christian kept himself safe, and Xavier, who would have been one of the, I guess, few meatheads.
The meatheads in the house would definitely be Travis, Brent, Xavier, and Christian.
And he rules out Brent at one point in this episode, going, Brent, I don't know you. He's like, listen, man, my dad committed suicide. I have a hard time opening up. And then he's like, oh, shit, I can't nominate Brent. So then it's got Travis is still in the mix, but Travis is not discussed unless Travis is his backdoor option of some kind, or he's made peace with Travis.
By the way, that like the thing like Brent did there, like bringing up his dad committing suicide, which is really tough to do, but it worked perfectly. Like it like Frenchie, like, you're right. Like immediately went, no, okay, I can't I him up now. And
yeah,
I don't know if he meant to do that in a strategy way, or if it was just vulnerable, but it worked, and it definitely got him off the radar. And so, you know, good for him.
What do you think? What do you think about that?
The options are even more limited, because one thing that was left out of this episode, this is not spoiler territory because this technically happens in this time frame, is out. In addition to saying that no woman will be nominated / voted out, because he said the variation of it. He also said no person of color would also get nominated as well. So you have even less individuals. So you have
and it narrowed it down.
He's hurting himself here.
Yeah.
So you already got a tough week here, Frenchie. Depending on how people are safe.
Although, in his statement, he did not include Xavier in the POCs. So he was leaving it to Travis, Christian, Brent, and DX, Derek Xavier.
Yeah. Oh, and question about the Dereks. Are we distinguishing them as Big D and DX, or will one just? Are we just sticking with Derek X and Derek F?
I like to just go the Fraser guy, and then DX is fine. I'll call him DX. I don't care. X-Pac. Yeah. Can I call him X-Pac?
Well, don't get him confused with the other X, Xavier.
No.
Well, no, he's Wheels.
Wheels? Is that Grassy? What was it in reference to?
Wheels. Oh my God. This is going to be a good season. I'm counting it right now. Oh
yeah. Okay. I got a couple of people tonight. I have to ask about too, right? Like,
hit me with it.
Okay, but we were talking about this wild card. I don't want. Sorry, we got to kind of off track here. But that's the one part I don't like about it. But otherwise, I'm okay with sort of how this went. I liked how sort of there was like Hannah who didn't want to do it, and Kylan who was kind of reluctant to do it. And then you had who was the other one? Christian, who wanted to do it because he was warned. He got like a warning that they were coming for him. Right. So by Sarah Beth.
In my opinion, none of these players looked at this because they didn't know what the twist was going to be. But like this wild card was super powerful, and they should have cared more about it, I think.
And because you're kind of inevitable, you have basically this twist is if you're on your team, it's going to be your turn to play in this competition at some point. So I get you may not want to be the first one to do it, but say, okay, like whose turn is it? And then I guess Hannah leaving it up to like just a random draw. Sure. Yeah. Like just do it that way because it's got to be.
So this was poorly played by Frenchie and also by the women, because if the women all like teamed up and talked beforehand and said, hey, only women are going to compete, then they could have controlled the narrative. Yeah. They didn't have to tell like other people that they were safe. Why tell other people you're safe? let people think that you aren't safe, so that when
Mhm.
you take that position, you're like, oh, Sarah Beth could have turned around and say, oh, I'm gonna save myself and I'm gonna save Alyssa, right?
Well,
And then Christian and Xavier are still up for grabs, because if Frenchie says, I'm gonna not take out a woman, that means you're safe. Make sure that his options are as open as possible so that he doesn't look your way.
that would go to presume that these players know what they're doing, and I don't think they
Some
do.
Some
And-
do.
Some sort of do, but the ones that I think do aren't in power. I think right now, Frenchie's in power, and everybody's like what a lot of players do at the beginning. Just not me, the Sandra from Survivor Doctrine.
Yes.
Just not me. Just not me.
Sorry, Jeff. Do we bury the lead on who our 2 nominees are tonight?
Yeah, sure. It's Alyssa, and we also got Jake Sisko. Just so you know. No, it's
Kyland.
Kyland. Yeah, Kyland.
Yes, Kylie.
Kyland and Alyssa.
It reminds me of Sarah Clofton.
And just to remember, are they from the same team? No, right? Kyland of the Queens and Alyssa of the Kings.
Yes.
How are you feeling about the team twist so far, Jeff?
I like it. I think it separates people like that maybe didn't want to be on the same team, but then they get to know each other, and I don't know. I kind of enjoy what's occurring because it kind of stops the big group alliance from happening right off the bat, which always happens. So I kind of like the dynamic that it might keep people in like a 4-person team a little bit earlier and going forward. Like I don't see 2 of these teams going, all right, let's all gang up together.
Jaemeel, is this preventing big alliances? And of course, you don't know anything about the live feeds. So
it is not preventing big alliances.
Okay.
It is not.
Okay, well that's a bad take. That's a cold take.
No, you would think. You would
think. That's what it's supposed. That's the idea, right? That is the intent of this.
That's the intent, is to try to prevent like some majority alliance and from like the beautiful people, as you will, the meatheads from getting together and just
the meatheads, the beautiful people. It's always the same story every year. This is Big Brother 101.
The beautiful model recruits, I guess, as well.
Also, part of Big Brother 101 is it's not just that the meatheads or the beautiful people take control of the game. It's that the people who aren't the meatheads and aren't the beautiful people are too stupid to organize or keep their thoughts straight to actually make any legible change. And now we have a supposed person who's not a beautiful person have power and totally screw it up.
And that's also the story it always is too, Jaemeel, because we always want to go, no, these super fans and these regular Joes. So this is, I suppose Frenchie's saying he is not a meathead. He is a intellectual farmer man.
Yes.
From Clarksville.
Okay. Can we talk about? I think it's Christian. One moment he is Edward Norton from Stone, and then another moment he's Jesse Eisenberg in The Social Network. What is going on with this guy?
Girls love the curls.
Is that him? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
I don't know what's going on. They go to his DR and then they go to him in the house, and he's cornrow guy, and then he's like a mad scientist. He confuses me.
His hair was not. I don't know what was going on all the time.
He got cornrows. Tiffany did the cornrows for him.
Oh, is that what? Oh, it was so crazy to do the cuts between the haircuts. I thought it was hilarious. Anyway.
There was a lot going on tonight with Christian. I was like, who is this guy? I'm trying to understand him, but he's complex. He's running around, he's flirting, he's kind of like this high energy guy. He's
Once again,
I don't know.
He's
a mess. I'm glad he's here.
He seems like a good character, actually. There's only a few, I think, kind of people who are going to be boring, which is good.
It's going to be boring. I want to hear who you think is boring.
I think. Okay, let's go through this list. Okay, Hannah, I think will be boring.
That's she's yours. She's not boring. She was on that check out the live feeds, and she was like so excited.
Yeah, boring.
I should have pulled that.
Claire, I think, is going to be.
Do you want me to tell you what the general feeling in the house is? Not spoilers, but just general feeling people have in the house, which each person that you mentioned.
Okay, sure. Let's go. Okay, let's go through them.
Hannah, almost everyone likes her. She's really good socially in the house.
Okay. Oh, that's fair. Okay, let's go through Tiffany.
Okay, Tiffany also in a great position. Really close with Frenchie. But it seems like that is kind of waning, but they're still communicating back and forth. So it looks like she's in a really good spot. Like when we first started off and talking about people who are older having problems connecting, that is not the case. People are like Tiffany's doing a great job connecting with everyone.
Okay.
Frenchie was as well.
Do I look old to you?
What about Sarah? Okay, I also picked Sarah. I also think she might be kind of a bore. She's lying about being a forensic scientist. Nobody cares. Okay.
Yeah. Sarah was kind of like to herself, but her and Azah have like bonded over their hardcore love of Harry Potter.
Oh.
No penis.
No penis.
No penis. No penis in Harry Potter. You don't have to worry about that. Okay. Brittany.
Let's go.
She's not gonna be boring, but do they find her annoying? Please.
So Brittany, if I remember correctly, Brittany is also forgotten. Like they don't remember her name, but she is supposed to be like just who is she? Like I think people confuse Brittany with
Alyssa.
Not Alyssa.
Whitney. Sarah.
I think Whitney, not Sarah. And
Whitney,
then
okay, so
they're like in tandem. They're like doubles of each other in terms of when they're talking. Right, their personalities are very similar.
Okay, interesting.
Right? But people know Whitney more than Brittany. And
tell me, okay, here's what I want to know. Tell me how much people love Xavier.
Operation No Man's.
Brittany was there for Alyssa at the beginning because Alyssa was having some issues in terms of nerves. So Xavier has done well for himself of not putting a huge target on his back.
Ah, good stuff. Okay.
I don't know where else to go. Like, I mean, right now it just seems Frenchie made a lot of promises. Then basically what happened was he's like, oh crap, I have to put somebody up. And then he's like, well, my whole idea was to get the bros out. So I'll put up a bro, even though I like this bro, because I need this
Kylan's
bro.
like the least broiest of these bros.
I know. He even said to him, he's like, I need you to play with me in the veto so we can beat Alyssa, so we can take out Alyssa. That was like
Travis, right?
So Kylan is a pod.
But who's the target? Okay,
Alyssa.
Wait, but let's get to maybe get to well, maybe
I
at this
think
point
to jump to spoilers a little bit.
I don't know if we have to get to spoilers yet, so I don't want to get too ahead.
Well, it's pretty clear. He said it, Dave, at the end during the speeches. He said that Kylan, I need you for the veto so we can basically beat Alyssa and get her out of here. That's what he said.
Okay, I won't talk about spoilers. I'll just talk about stuff leading up to it because I think that's going to inform you on the decision that he made. So, when first starting, Frenchie said that he was going to go after Brent, right? He was going to put Brent up.
We saw that in the episode tonight. There was a lot of talk. Okay, I'm going to go after
his
Brent.
master plan was he wanted to befriend Brent and then have Brent work with him to make a nomination speech. And then he was going to backdoor Brent and then use that same speech on Brent.
This is too convoluted.
Yeah.
That's the first thing.
And then Brent hit him with some real history in it, and then that changed?
That all changed. It all changed. He changed his mind completely on the situation. The super fans that rarely stick out are Alyssa, Frenchie, and Claire, right? Big super fans. Not really a fan, Brent. So when Frenchie first initially met Brent, they were having conversations and Brent was trying to like buddy up to him and it just wasn't working. And Frenchie was trying to find out if he was a fan and would like drop hints like, man, I no longer can eat watermelons anymore. You know, I used to like him, but I just can't after what's happened. And Brent
After
didn't
what-
pick up on it.
Like
right, at
Gallagher,
all.
was that what he's referring to when Gallagher was there?
No, he's talking about Mickey. Mickey,
Mickey with the watermelons.
Watermelon. He loved watermelon, eating it.
He
in
loved
the
a lot of
shower.
things. He loved grapes. He liked watermelon. He liked.
Yeah, he was
But
an
he ate
eater.
a lot of watermelon. He ate a lot of watermelons.
He did.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that was an issue.
Yeah.
He didn't ruin watermelon for me.
If someone said that to me in the house, I'd be like, "What are you talking about, Mickey? What are you talking about with the watermelons?" You know? Okay.
So as I mentioned before, he said that he was gonna keep all the women safe and all the POCs, right? So he was left with nobody. With
So
little few
white men were his target.
white
He's
men, and Derek X.
Which he is a white man.
And wait, I understand. Derek X is not a POC.
Well, he never he never excluded him. He was always in conversations.
Okay, so he doesn't count.
Which is a problem in itself. Which
Yeah.
is a problem.
I mean, I don't understand. I think if you start going around, I don't know.
Like,
I guess you can do whatever you want, but like if you,
but this is like night one.
Right.
Night one, he's having these conversations.
That's
It
way
wasn't
too
like-
heavy. Like way
yeah,
too much.
he's got to spin out. He's the little What did Travis call him? The little hamster wheel. That he needs. He's lost in the sauce, and that he needs to take some chill pills. I think Travis was.
Yes. Frenchie is a huge fan of a former BB alum. He is such a fan that he's bought art from this person.
Chicken George.
He was gonna have that art tattooed on his body before he went on the show.
Judd.
I want you to. I'll give you two guesses, and I bet you you won't guess who the person is.
Gen City. Gen City.
No. But you know what? That level of
Is it someone? Can you give me like an era? Like what era they're from?
Post BB 15.
Okay, so somebody I would definitely know.
Judd. No, Austin.
I should say
Austin.
post 14. Post 14.
Austin.
14 is more fair.
That's my guess, Austin.
And it is a woman.
Oh.
I want to narrow it down because I want.
Is it Alyssa Riley?
No.
Is it what's her Vanessa Russo?
No, she did too much.
I don't know. I give up.
Oh, is it the Brittany? No.
No. Brittany. No. It is Rockstar.
Oh, Rockstar. Okay. I was like, my next guess was Gina Marie.
He's a big Rockstar fan. He's a
Rockstar
stan
fan. Yes.
for what
He says he will defend her to his dying breath.
Disgusting.
Defender? What? Disgusting. Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh, this is what we're looking for. We're looking into.
Oh no.
Initially, his initial targets were Christian and Brent, right? So what he wanted to do was he wanted to put up a pawn, and then have that pawn taken down to go after Brent. So he went around to all of the women and then asked the women, "Hey, who wants to be a pawn?" None of the women agreed. So then he felt kind of slighted in that way, saying, "You won't do that for me." Right? And he felt a certain ways about it, which is ridiculous because he first promised that he wouldn't nominate a woman. Right? So why would you turn around and ask them to be a pawn?
Okay,
Wait,
but
does he consider Kylan a POC as well? Like, I understand.
Yeah.
Kylan wasn't included.
The whole thing is ridiculous.
Kylan was considered a POC. So he wasn't included in his targets.
Okay. Okay. See,
That's what
I thought you were saying he didn't include him in this classification or whatever, for whatever subjective reasons he had of his own. Okay. Yeah, a mess. This HOH was a mess.
Just go in the house and figure out the people that talk to you the least in the 1 week and be like, okay, those are the two people that are going on the block. And if, like, I wouldn't say this now, but I was saying this to Amanda. I was like, I would just be like, you know what? If I put you on the block, you can come after me. But like everybody else, I hope you keep me safe. Like that's kind of how I would look at it.
You simply have a conversation saying, hey, I talked to everyone in the house and you two were the people I had the least amount of conversation with.
Yeah.
Least connected with.
That's all you do.
I'm sorry. So it was a pretty easy choice in that regard. I do. I'm nominating you straight out. I don't really have a target,
Right.
but you have veto to take yourself off. So I wish you luck.
Yeah.
And I also hopefully in this time we have opportunities to get to know each other.
But
That's
that's
like
not
the perfect way to play it. Yeah.
right. But like you can play the perfect game, but people when they get put on the block are reactionary and they're like, "Well, screw you." And I especially when you do play well, I think it infuriates people even more.
The theater also is not just for them, it's for the people also
Yeah.
there in the house. And they're like, Frenchie didn't really go after anyone. Like someone's gonna ask, do you think Frenchie's coming after me? It's like, no, I think he's really genuine about how he feels. He just never really, got to know you. And you tell everyone, it's like, I didn't get to know him. That's why I'm voting him out. But the side you can have with the people that you're close to, you have conversations and you're like, hey, I don't know what do you think? You do the what do you think question, and you take the little bits of information to understand who is your tight core and who's outside of it, and those are your targets.
So what you mean is you don't bring everybody into the one room and say, "Hey, who is anybody in an alliance?" and tell me, and don't be hiding things from me.
I'm an alliance,
and don't be getting in showmances either.
Yeah, no.
I hate showmances, says Frenchie.
Pretty much no fun. Nobody have any fun.
He's like he's kind of, yeah.
But what happens if you're a guy and you're in an alliance with a woman, right?
That's what I mean.
That doesn't mean a showmance. It could mean that you're just an alliance.
No. Frenchie is going to crash and burn, I think, now.
You cannot do this. You can't go to the house and go, well, I'm not going to go up to these people, but I'm not going to go up to these people, and then blah, 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 blah.
I know you'll be doing this and do that.
I'm walking into rooms, and, I want to make sure what's going on in this house at all times.
Plus, you're already, considered a comp threat. Plus, you're one of the older people in the house.
Yeah.
You're...
Plus, he has 3 kids, so he has the sympathy story. Like, there's everything going for him in a lot of ways.
Going against him, I think more.
Well, yeah, once he gets to the end, that's what I mean.
Well, I think these things could be positive or negative, but he's mostly the way he's playing them, and plus his other antics are just not going to make him somebody people want to keep around unless he's just like a goat.
Dave, should he have rolled the dice last episode and gone for the double week safety?
Probably, but
yeah.
I think they definitely
like this.
Yeah, but if he's not like the biggest target by week 3, I don't know what, so maybe by then he could settle down. Maybe this first week wouldn't be so erratic.
Would he be playing like this had he rolled the dice, gotten it? Would he still play the same way?
I think just a little calmer, and he'd be a little more cockier. I think he actually might be pushing. He might even be more like who's talking to who, and he might be even more aggressive because that 2 weeks would feel pretty sweet, right?
I think he'd be less frantic and less willing to give everybody safety.
Yeah,
and then they make it based off who they are as identity wise.
His behavior, I think, would be basically the same, but I think it'd be just the volume would be turned down a couple notches.
Yeah, no, totally.
Jaemeel,
the size of the big alliance. How big do you think it is?
8. It's usually 8 or 9.
It is 8.
Yeah. So is it 2? Is it 2 teams or is it a mix?
This one is a mix. It is a mix.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty typical.
How many women versus how many men are in the big alliance?
3 to 5. 3 women, 5 men. 5 women, 3 men.
2 women.
2 women. So 6 men.
6 men, 2 women.
And let me guess. Frenchie is not one of those men.
Oh, Frenchie's in this alliance.
Oh, Frenchie's in this alliance, so you won't be.
Okay. We need to get through this episode just so we can get to these spoilers, Jeff. And talk about what the hell's going on. But
did you like the competition?
Yes,
yeah, I
did.
loved it. I loved the sound thing. You know what I liked about it? It didn't matter how athletic you were. It was more of a game of skill.
It was more like a spy game. Like you were Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible. You had to not make the sound. And actually, I did get the scores from the competition. I also liked when Christian was like, "Suck in the gut, man." I
totally believe that this has happened to Christian a bunch of times where he had to escape the premises with his keys and wallet and phone.
Yeah, so
I wouldn't be surprised.
Christian destroyed this. He was 3 minutes and 41 seconds. He which was the other two were over 6 minutes. But his like noise score was sort of moderate. He was kind of between Hannah and Kylan, so he wins just because he was so much faster. So probably a better approach. Just like you got to go slow and you got to be careful. But spending 6 minutes is just
because 6 minutes is 50 points for every 10 seconds you're over.
Because Hannah had the best noise score.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
she took forever.
She didn't slam the door. That was pretty much the only difference.
Well, yeah, both of the guys did, and they got plus 20 on their score.
So you're losing like 40 points with the door plus the cans at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then plus you have 50 points every 10 seconds over. It's no wonder that Christian won.
Was there any way to get those keys without making noise?
Yes.
No.
How?
No, there's no.
Yeah, you carefully, gingerly pick it up and you tense it. You can get it.
That mic is right there. I disagree.
I don't think that was possible. But you know,
I would destroy you guys at a stealthy competition like this. I would quickly get the little chain and I go. Yeah, see?
You would be clumsy and make tons of noise.
I would just bust through like Kool-Aid Man and just.
You're probably right, Jeff.
If I was trying to throw it, I would just bust in like Kramer. Like, you know, I wouldn't even care. I would just walk around,
knock everything down,
knock everything over. Like, if that's what Hannah should have did, honestly.
Well, like, she didn't really want to be in this. Yeah. So I don't understand. She's like, well, since I'm in it, I'd be an idiot not to go for it. I don't understand what you want, Hannah.
I would just have fun with it. Like, honestly, like if you were already kind of like, I don't really want to win this, I would just literally destroy everything in the room anyway. She already said the room was gross, so go to town
and just start kicking things down.
Doogie Howser.
Oh my gosh, she didn't really think that through.
She said it was a frat house. Disgusting. Just like that. So when Hannah talks about her experiences being the youngest person at 21 in the house, she's like, I've been to school and I danced.
Was she even able to join a fraternity? Because like
she's a sorority.
She can drink.
Sorority.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But she's been to them and they're disgusting.
Right.
I would have got that as a clip too. There was I had such a bad time getting the sounds because I thought I recorded them and then they weren't. I was like no, and then I thought I was recording them again, but then it wasn't recording. So I only got Frenchie and Xavier clips, only a couple of them, but there would have been so many more, including Hannah saying "frat house," disgusting.
I forgive you.
And Christian going "woo" when he won the competition.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Anything else from this episode?
Yeah, later on when Derek was talking to Frenchie, he's like, "The crown." Derek X. He goes, "The crown lies heavy." To Frenchie, and he's like, "It's only a temporary crown." Ooh, I liked that moment tonight. I thought that was fun. I thought Travis's little like lost in the sauce and hamster. He needs to take a chill pill. Was a lot of funny things happening here. This whole thing, I think at the end, this whole like nomination from Frenchie with the fishing and the bait, and on top of the fact that I think a nominating list was just dumb.
Yep.
I think it's just a poor move after what he did. Not if he had not talked to her, or if he wasn't close to her, if he hadn't made these promises, then it would have been fine. But he did those things, so he has to remember what he did, and then weigh that into his decisions. Anyway, that's all I have to say about the in terms of what they showed us tonight on the episode.
That's all I have to say about that.
Around that.
Yeah. Okay. This episode for me, it was good. Like it was good characters. It seems like most of them won't be boring. I think there'll be a few duds. A few HOHs I think are going to be.
Who are the duds, Jeff? Who are you?
I think like a bit like if Sarah, like even though I picked her, I think if she gets HOH, I don't think that's going to be all that fun.
I think she's going to be the devious one.
I hope so. I hope I'm wrong about her.
I think she's the Andy Herron of this season.
I don't know. Like Travis, I feel like he's like basically Hayden 2.0. So I feel
Travis is like a version of Jackson Mickey, or he's like a lot of these different people. But we got Pectacular 2.0 and Brent Champagne. Like, we have a lot of like similar characters that we've had before.
that were exciting. So I guess that's why they casted them. But hopefully,
French champagne, spelled just like the drink.
that's all he's got so far, though. By the way, like that's his thing. He's like, yeah, the champagne, the drink, and like. So I hope we get to know a bit more about him, or he has more of a personality. I rather give me Joey from the Circle. I miss Joey from the Circle.
From Rochester.
He looks
Joey
like he's
Sasso.
got a nice toothbrush.
Yeah, Shuby.
Shuby.
Yeah, I'm liking this cast too. I thought I even when you have a train wreck first HOH week, it's fine. It's great. It's not boring. I don't want a boring like kind of just safe HOH. And even though I have Frenchie in the draft, he was my consolation for having first pick. So whatever he does is a bonus. All right, I think we need to get more information. I need more context. What did they not show us? So we're gonna go to spoilers here. Before you leave us, make sure you check out our other stuff here on Super Mader Brothers Podcasting. Last night, Jaemeel and Ashley and I were Ashley Millard were talking about Black Widow from Marvel Cinematic Universe that just came out. Jeff, did you see that yet?
I just watched it. Yeah, last night.
Yeah, did you like it?
No, not. It was one of my least favorite Marvel movies I've ever watched.
Did you like it more than Captain Marvel?
No, I like Captain Marvel more.
All right. Well, the panel last night. I don't want to spoil too much of what we thought, but we generally liked it, although we were sort of mixed.
For Captain Marvel, I loved the Skrulls and the comedy that they brought to that movie. There was none of that in this movie. This movie was not funny.
This
Okay.
is not the Black Widow review, but yes, okay. We
I
appreciate.
think we'd be interested how we felt about it. Okay,
Yeah, check it out. Check out our podcast. Jeff, I think you need to check out the podcast more than anybody. Now, and from last night, plus we did different Marvel podcasts this year, and we'll be back on Saturday to talk about Loki as that whole first season is wrapping up. Jeff, you'll be on that one come Saturday.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've been keeping up with that.
And plus, we'll be talking about Big Brother here on Wednesday for the Power Veto episode, and for the Thursday eviction if you're checking out here for the non-spoiler section. And plus over on our other channels, we have Live Long and Podcast, which are our Star Trek channel. Monday nights, we talk about Star Trek, the original series. Now on Monday nights, we're talking, I don't know what we're doing on Monday night tomorrow. It's there was a whole thing that happened. And then on Tuesday night, Deep Space Nine, Jeff, we'll be talking about Star Trek Deep Space Nine over there.
Yeah.
So check that out. We're watching
Going full Hawk.
We're watching the episode Shakar from the third season because we're watching every episode of Deep Space Nine in order. Okay, and Trivial Debates, our monthly channel where we argue about movie, TV, sports, and more. Check that out on July 25th, which was our monthly channel on the channel called Trivial Debates. And with that, let's get into our spoilers.
Oh, Rafu. Oh, how I've missed thee.
Okay,
Yeah,
so where do we start? In terms of our nominations, so we know why Alyssa was nominated, because he couldn't get to Christian, and he thought the best way to get to Christian is to get through Alyssa. But then, right after noms, Alyssa and Christian confronted Frenchie and had a lengthy conversation with him, to which Frenchie now regrets his decision of putting up Alyssa and is good with Christian.
I just want to put these people on the screen so we can keep track.
And is good with Christian. So Christian is not a target anymore, right? And his new target, if someone is taken down, was either going to be Derek X, because Derek X is supposedly going after him and has been spreading rumors. But those
Derek
rumors,
X is going after Frenchie?
yes, but Derek X says that the reasons why he was saying that was, one, he did not know that much about the game, and two, he was told that Frenchie was coming after him. And what it's really muddled as to who exactly told him that, but a lot of fingers are pointing to Brent telling Derek X about that. Now, Derek X was his target, but then Derek X had a conversation with Frenchie, and now Frenchie is seemingly okay with Derek X. So now but there was still a possibility that he would be put up, and then he was telling people
This is all before the noms, or this is after the noms?
this is right after the noms, and this
Okay.
is before veto.
So this okay. All right.
I'll give you a chance for
I'm
your
trying to catch up here. Where are we going next?
Who does
Okay.
Frenchie want to go after?
it seems like whoever he can who's left.
Is it whoever he didn't talk to last?
It seemingly seems so. So right now, or I should say at this point that I'm talking about, it is Derek X that he's pointing his finger at.
It's only when he has left, almost. You know,
well, technically, he still has Travis per se.
Why is Travis escaping?
Travis has always been in and out of conversations.
Why did he put Kyland up and not Travis?
Don't know. Well,
Why is Travis not on the block? We need to know.
Because he wants to do a backdoor. He told Kylan that the reason why he put him up as a pawn was because he had a feeling that there's a chance to win prizes, and that he feels that he can also take himself off the block.
Okay. So can we get to the veto part of this?
Okay, I'm just going to tell you who the winner is. Take a guess who the winner is.
Tell me who.
Frenchie.
No, that would be too easy.
Kyland.
No.
Alyssa.
No.
Okay, so now we have to pick somebody that was picked,
but we don't know who was in it.
Derek X.
Derek X won veto.
It's like he'll have to put up Travis eventually, or more ladies, which will only hurt his case.
So, but that's if Derek X decides to use veto,
and nobody on his team is up.
But as the winner of the veto,
right?
You can't put up Derek anyway.
Who did he put? Yeah, he put up Alyssa and he put up Kylan. Neither of them are on the aces. If I'm Derek X, I'm not playing the veto.
Exactly. Exactly. Why would you?
It would only hurt his team. It would only hurt his team. Yeah.
The aces are looking good.
Yeah.
You know?
But how much is he loyal to the aces versus other people?
Well, correct.
Well, it depends. Yeah, if he wants to take like a list off the block as a show of good faith, he could do that or something.
Yeah,
Problem is, Brand Champagne might be getting the block or one of his aces teammates.
So that's I didn't go any further because hey, there has to be a little bit of mystery for me too. So I can break down the alliances right now.
Okay,
well.
give me the first alliance.
Is there two sides of the house, or is there kind of like three factions? Kind of like a few factions.
There's a lot of overlap. There's
overlap because not everybody knows what all these are, right? So some people could be in both or several.
So let me. I have to also just double check this as well. So it was okay. So there was various incarnations of this main alliance. And it featured a lot of people initially, but then people got switched out. So the big group is called the Slaughterhouse, right?
The Slaughterhouse.
And in that big group is a smaller core group called the Butchers. Okay. So the Butchers consist of Frenchie, Whitney, who coined the term. But she's not really Whitney.
Okay.
Who coined the term?
So we had Frenchie from the Joker and Whitney of the Aces, the two captains respectively. Kyland of the Queens.
Christian
also Christian of the Kings. Okay, this is a multi-team alliance.
Big Derek.
Okay.
Xavier.
Alyssa. Okay, wait. Who are butchers? Who are just the butchers?
So everyone. So Frenchie, Kyland, Christian, Derek, Big Derek, and Xavier are the butchers.
They're but Kyland's not a butcher.
I don't know that.
See, there you go.
Okay, Kyland and who else?
Is a butcher. I did mention Kyland.
And then who's in the slaughterhouse?
No, those people plus Alyssa, Brent, and Whitney.
Alyssa, Brent, and Whitney.
Yes.
So this is the Beautiful People Alliance? No.
Yes.
Maybe
Plus Frenchie.
Plus Frenchie. But Frenchie will
plus
be out.
Frenchie.
Frenchie's
He's
out soon. They're using Frenchie.
So then you have Derek F and Christian are together as well.
Right.
Okay? Frenchie and Brent Champagne have a final 2 that we saw. Okay. Tiffany and Whitney are also very tight.
Wait, is Tiffany in this alliance too?
Shoot, did I mess up Tiffany and put? Yeah, I did. It's Tiffany, not Whitney. Sorry.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Tiffany, not Whitney. Apologies. Then you have the Girls Alliance that doesn't have a name at the time that I was reading, which
We'll call it
consists
just
of
Girl Alliance. That will work.
Tiffany, Claire.
Where's Claire been?
Yeah, she's pretty invisible. Like
Claire, Azza, and Brittany. Then you have Sarah and Kylan that are pretty close, right? Then you have Derek X and Travis that are pretty close. Then you have the Cookout.
The Cookout.
Take a guess what the main demographic is of the Cookout.
Is it Southern?
No.
demographic. What do you mean? Like they're all guys?
No, I think he's saying they're all.
Say it.
What?
Yes. Look at you, black.
They're all black.
Yes.
All black guys?
They're all black.
Or black women?
Azza, Derek F, Tiffany, Xavier,
The
Kylan.
Cookout.
The Cookout. Right?
Since when do black people own the word cookout? Like we all could have cookouts.
They don't own it, but
So,
they're using it in
Dave-
this instance.
Dave, if you ask that question, I think
Yeah.
you're not invited to the Cookout.
Okay, I'm not in the cookout.
I'm
Okay,
I'm
who's
just-
in the cookout? Azza.
So, Azza, Derek F,
Mm-hmm.
Tiffany, Xavier, Kylan, and
Hannah?
honorary member.
Honorary, because she's Indian.
Half.
And half. But she's also half South African, but is that
Black
is
South African.
is that black South African? Okay.
Yeah, I believe so. Who was the sixth
No,
person?
who we just said? Hannah.
Oh, so Xavier, is he in this?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
That's a pretty good 6. I mean, if they can kind of
The cook. Okay, yeah, I'm not in the cookout.
as long as everyone brings their designated food item to the cookout, I think they could have something to get.
Don't
going.
put raisins in the
It's not
potato
potluck.
salad.
Yeah.
It's not the potluck.
Can we also all right? Since you guys brought up Azza, didn't you guys love that moment when they were introducing each other and she was like, "I'm from Cameroon and we're polygamists," and then everybody just goes, "Huh?" Like that.
Oh.
That
Well, she
moment
said her
was
family is polygamous. Her parents are polygamous.
right. Yeah, or right. Like where she comes
I
from.
think she
like,
tells this at all the parties.
Yeah, I think that's her
Yeah.
opening.
she's like, "I got 230 cousins," and it's like, "Whoa, that's a lot."
So
I
as
would
it
be
stands
interested to
right
see
now.
this.
Frenchie is only connected to in his main alliance is to Alyssa, who he has on the block,
Right.
and Tiffany.
Does he want Kylan? Like, if Kylan goes home, is Frenchie okay with that?
Like, I don't think he wants Kylan to go home, so now
But-
he's in this situation.
But he wants Alyssa to not go home more now. You said.
Both of them are technically in the slaughterhouse,
So-
but
So
Kylan is a butcher.
So Derek X wins this veto. Frenchie's got to go up to Derek X and be like, "Yo, man, play it on Alyssa, so I can put up Travis or Claire."
I got a question. Why can't these two Dereks work together?
Well, there's only
Because you
room
want
for
to be
one.
the Derek that doesn't suck.
Dave, we already dealt with this last year. We had 2 Nicoles. You saw how fast that went.
There could only be one.
Is this something? Well, remember there was Jack and Jackson,
Yes,
Yeah.
right?
Also
and they were able to
stupid.
coexist in an alliance.
That's because he
had
changed his name. Yeah.
Only because he changed his name. But if there had been a refusal to change the name, there would have been more. You're saying?
And by the way, I would never have changed my name. I would have been like, screw this Jax guy. I'm not going by my last name. But he won the game, so I guess it worked out for him. But
It's like
Yeah,
I own
but
him. I own him.
Would you
It's
stand
like,
your
why would you say
ground if
that?
there was
because he's
Jaemeel?
Jack's son, and I'm Jack.
yeah,
there
it
were
wasn't even
two
the same name.
Jameels.
Yeah.
If there were 2 Jameels in the house, would you stand your ground and say, "I'm Jaemeel"?
Or would you go by Robinson? You're like, I'm Robinson.
No, I'm Jaemeel. Tough beans,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Unless they decide to call me Taco, and then I'll be like, sure.
Or you could be like JR. Or
who shot
Who
JR?
shot?
No.
Who shot? No.
Just imagine it'll be Taco, and they'll put like salsa music on the background anytime I'm chatting.
Right.
I do something. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Is this like your batter music? Taco.
Yes.
It's taco night. Old El Paso.
But just imagine, as with everything that we've seen with Frenchie, like these things are all in flux as well.
Yeah, Frenchie. I think he's going to be a. He is not long for this game. I do not see Frenchie making jury at this moment. How this is going, unless there are bigger targets or bigger fish to fry.
Yeah.
More bait and fishing metaphors.
If you're a woman, would you necessarily want to protect this dude? Not really, because he turned around and, he basically screwed two people that he said he would not put up.
Yeah, but he said he would put up pretty much everybody, and that was the problem. Like it was his own fault. Everything he did was just totally unnecessary. He knew he had a chance to win the HOH. He's like, "Oh, I'll keep you safe. I'll keep you safe. I just want to be friends. I just want to be friends."
Quack, Mr. Ducksworth.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
There's three ways to play it. There's the right way, the wrong way, and the Charlie Conway.
Oh, the Conway, the triple deke.
Wear your Mighty Ducks jersey. It's a beaut.
Thanks.
As for this season, right now, I'm just kind of going with the wave.
I'm over
of
this
season.
alliance. Okay, so especially this butcher, slaughterhouse, whoever is in what part of that, I don't care.
Why is it always something like that? It's always the name of the big alliance is always some ridiculous. The slaughterhouse, the gun.
We are the empire.
Guns,
We
the killers, the executioners. Like it's always like some death.
We're the
related,
moving company.
The
We're
moving company. The what,
brigade.
Like the Friendship
the brigade.
Alliance?
They're all like destructive and army and like I don't know.
Exterminators.
Can we please just have a big alliance where they go, we're the Levin or we're the flower people or something. I don't know. Change it.
There's different ones we've had.
The pink, do something crazy like the pink swirl. Butterfly unicorns. Something really crazy. Go nuts.
Sunsetters for life.
Sunsetters.
Even that's an ending. That's an ending. The Sunsetters.
It's a unique little triangle, but it works for me.
You know what we should do?
Triangle?
Yeah, how do we do it together though?
Remember the love triangle in BB Canada 9?
The thruple.
The thruple, yes. I don't know. They had some fun names. Yeah, but their names are not always as destructive. They are more like
What was the other? I can't even remember what the other alliance is. The opposition to the Sunsetters.
TNT?
No. The whole group. The one that
the oddballs.
The oddballs. There you go.
They were like the Faute of Canada.
Oh, don't even say that word, Faute. That was the worst name for an alliance ever.
Well, it's better than Brigade.
No, it's not. It's not better.
Forte is so much worse.
Faute. It's pretty memorable.
I hated that name. I was like,
the five of us till the end. Was that what it stood for? Faute.
I think you're probably onto something, Dave. But it's not a real word, and it should never have been used.
No, that's true. I'm sad to hear that alliance is getting together. Although I'm glad that Travis, in particular, is not part of it. So that's cool.
He seems like a lone wolf.
The alliance is going to break up. The alliance is going to break up. You have two people still on the block that's in the alliance.
Yeah, this girl alliance, it's nothing. I don't think Tiffany, Claire, Azza, and Brittany like.
There's too many super fans in that group. That
group's
gonna stand. I think that group's gonna be okay.
But what I also am getting from what you're telling me, like who's close to who and who's with who, and like, I'm Claire is not coming up a lot. She seems to be sort of an outcast. Brittany seems to be sort of, at least she's got a couple connections. It seems like
Sarah,
Tiffany is I think maybe going to be an interesting player to watch.
She'll do well.
Tiffany is a good space.
Yeah,
Ozzo's
Derek X.
So Claire, and this is a clip that was sent to me. Claire was talking with Whitney, and then I haven't really said much about Whitney. Supposedly, Whitney does not believe in Sandy Hook, that Sandy Hook happened.
Oh well, I mean,
Lovely.
Which one,
So-
Whitney?
Whitney.
From the Aces in the blue there in the picture.
Where's she from, Whitney? Isn't she from near there?
She's from like New England, I thought.
Yeah, which isn't Sandy Hook in like Connecticut or something like that?
Yeah, or New Hampshire, I think, right?
I think it's in Connecticut.
Whitney's from no, she's from Oregon actually. She's from the West Coast.
Okay. Well, then no, I guess okay. Never mind. Yeah, I was like, if it kind of happened to your community or something, maybe.
Yeah, it happened. So that's why she denies it, Jeff, because it was so far away.
It was so far away. Yeah, I mean, the balls for people to say something didn't happen like that is crazy.
Yeah, like first week, you're not saying anything controversial.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. You just walk in. You're like, I don't know.
Because
you can say
like,
any crazy thing.
How does it come up in conversation? It's not like
yeah.
How do you feel about gun control? It's like, oh yeah,
Right.
Sandy Hook didn't happen. Like, don't say that.
What do you think
I don't
about
know,
Palestine? What do you think?
There are things you can say about gun control that don't have to say. You don't have to go right to Sandy Hook. Like it's not an automatic. Like
right.
You know,
anytime we go to Big Brother for our politics, and these people's political ideologies and beliefs that don't, because they are for the most part young, dumb people that haven't really.
It's about as good as going
things.
up to anybody on the street and asking what their political opinion is, for whatever that's worth to you, right? Like so it's.
So Jeff, if I'm on Big Brother, what political stance should I take?
I don't think you should take any. Like, I honestly, like, unless somebody's saying something and you want to disagree with it, then that's fine. But I don't think you should go like preach some politics on Big Brother. I don't think anybody cares.
I think I should talk about politics. I think I should, exclaim and say that we, as a community, should finally bring the Hamburglar to justice.
Well,
It's
that
about
I
time.
agree with.
It's about time.
And Grimace is a menace to society, so something needs to be done.
It needs to be done.
Like some people like go on Big Brother, and I thought in particular in Celebrity Big Brother, where there was quite a bit where they wanted to go on there and talk about a cause.
Yes,
or
Omarosa brought up the whole Trump stuff. Like that happened.
Yeah, and there was some real stuff that you can like in Big Brother Canada did a lot of this because it was a very diverse cast, and they wanted to profile that, like talking about Kiefer's communities up, from Haida Gwaii and Latoya coming out as bisexual, and there was just a lot of like different moments.
That's them talking about themselves, and that's different.
But it's like political in nature because it's kind of it's about.
It's different when you go on and talk about like a complex issue like Sandy Hook or something, or like
true.
True.
Like
if you were from the,
I think there should be
area,
a distinction here.
Yeah, if you're talking about the neighborhood, like you live nearby and you talked about, that's one thing versus. Hi, I'm from Portland, and I'm going to talk about something that halfway about the country.
On the complete other side of the country.
Yeah. Someone from YouTube told me that it was a hoax.
That was in 2013, right? Sandy Hook,
something like that. Yeah.
So they have, and Whitney Williams is 30, so that was.
If you want to make a claim like that, you better have a lot of evidence and like a lot of facts that you actually, or just don't. Yeah, but
just refrain.
But if you do want to make a comment like that, you should just throw that out into the world.
I think if you are not aware that that's going to turn some heads, I don't know what to tell you. If you're going to go onto television,
I'm going to have hot takes, but my hot takes won't be political, right? It'll mess people up though.
I hated the second Back to the Future hot take.
That's the hot take you have?
No, I just like it's just
Terminator Genesis is one of the greatest movies ever made. Changed my mind. Just blow people's minds. It's just like
but the music's gonna go really dramatic, like it is for some of these other Big Brother moments. It's gonna be like, well, let me tell you, I thought for a long time it was this movie, but then I watched
talks
it
about
again.
his suicidal father, and then you're like. I feel you. I was very heartbroken. Like I was close to suicide when Lost ended. It was just so tough for me. Right?
Game of Thrones. How do you react? Game of Thrones final season was so bad. It brought me to the point of tears.
I think you can only laugh. I think that moment is like just like so unexpected and bizarre and like.
Oh my gosh!
There has to
be a troll. Okay, hit us with that comment.
Okay, we got a comment here from Chris saying Travis is likely going home this week, which I don't mind, but then hopefully it's Frenchie, Whitney, and Brent. If that's the pre-jury cuts, I'll be so happy. I
don't have a
can
problem
see the
with
house flipping on them.
I don't have a problem with that.
Okay, so who won the? Sorry, is Travis the replacement nomination? Was there somebody taken down? Did Travis go up?
I did not. I only went up to who won the veto, folks. If you want to find out about that, we'll be back on Wednesday for that piece.
Wait, do you not want to know yourself, Jaemeel?
Like, I went over like how many days extra amount of time. Like,
I'm not saying your report's not thorough. I just want to know if there is that information available.
The information is probably available. I can look it up. Give me a second.
I've seen this thing that says Frenchie goes after imaginary showmance. That's the headline.
Yeah, which was initially
Alyssa.
Does Alyssa know she's in a showmance with Christian?
Okay, by the way,
we pissed off about that.
We didn't even talk about this, but the fact that like he's like, oh, you're in a showmance, just because like Christian put his arm around her, like there was no official like diary room, there was no like this is what they do originally, usually is he's cute, she's really hot, and then like they go, oh, and then the next episode they're like, oh, they're a showmance now, and then now everybody knows they're a showmance. That hasn't happened yet with them. So
no, they barely talk to each other, and apparently but Frenchie's reading it. He knows how he can. They're going to French kiss according to Frenchie, and Derek X might be using the veto. That's the word in the house, but it could change.
Let's see who was selected to play. Travis, Tiffany, Derek X were also asked to play.
Right. So if he uses it, I feel like Travis. But if who would Derek X want to use it on? Either Kyland or who would he rather use it on? Alyssa. If he's going to use it at all.
I think that'll end up getting used on Alyssa if it gets used, because Alyssa is the type of girl I think will get her way more. Kylan's a let go, get along, go along kind of guy. You can just tell from his personality and stuff. Like I think Alyssa will end up getting that. If the veto gets used, it'll be on her. If it's Kyland and Travis on the block and they're both from the Queens, isn't that like a sort of an easy thing almost for Frenchie to say, okay, I'm just consolidating my nominations to the Queens, almost declaring a war from the Jokers to the Queens, even more so. But maybe that's been part of something he's been trying to avoid, is retaliation. Well, he did a bad job of it. I mean, not a good HOH, really. I mean, just go and say, I'm just picking two people and just leave me alone.
See, Chris is saying he's going to use it on Kyland if he does use it. But I don't think that's the right strategy. I think you put up Kyland and Travis here and take out a member of the Queen. You guarantee a Queen goes.
Why does it benefit Frenchie to get rid of like these meatheads, as he says? What does it benefit?
Well,
Frenchie?
He's not working with them, and he's not planning to, so fine. And I also think that you guarantee a meathead or a bigger guy goes. Plus, like you're taking out definitely a member of this other team, right? But yes, if the Queens come to power next week, they will target the Jokers probably, right? But
you want shields though. Like, even as a guy, especially when you're a strong guy, you want shields. Like for him taking out Christian, in my opinion, would be stupid. I think he should try to, align with Christian, because they're both two very athletic, physical guys that can win competitions. Derek X and like throw in Travis, and you got yourself a team. And I just don't understand like why he's going after the guys. Is he doing that because of optics and because it's what he thinks he should do? A lot of these people came into the house and had preconceived notions of how they were going to play. Like Azza said that, like, I'm going after whoever is the first HOH, and then she's on the team with the first HOH.
Yeah, and she was like, "This sucks. I'm allied with the HOH. What the hell?"
Exactly. So I do think like, Frenchie came in here with like conceived notions of like, okay, I'm going to try my best to, not do this or not do that. And I don't know if that was a good idea. Just go. You have to like feel the room and feel the house and trying to figure out who you're gonna get along with for the whole summer, because that's the name of the game. Like like it's a long time. It's an endurance game.
Yeah, that's true.
So what I've
mhm.
seen is nomination ceremony has not happened. Frenchie has talked to Derek X and asked him to use it. Brent keeps on, talking to Derek X and pressuring him, make sure that he does use it. Derek X is again kind of pissed off at Brent for pressuring him. People are saying, hey, just use it and, put up Travis then. And, Frenchie's not really giving definite answers. Alyssa's asking questions. People are asking questions. And Frenchie is at a point where he's kind of frustrated. He's like, maybe Derek X shouldn't use it. So it's just going back and forth right now. So until the ceremony happens, we don't know exactly how things are going to be playing out because Frenchie's such a insane flip-flopping HOH. You don't really know what's going to happen. What should happen is
Frenchie only gets to decide the replacement. That's his only power here. Like at this point.
but Derek X feels that there's enough people against him that he just wants to go with whatever the house wants, and at the same time he's just dealing with all this pressure, and he's like, look, dude, just tell me what to do, I'll do it so that you guys get off my back, right? He's asked the cameras to put up a counter to follow the plan.
A counter to what?
Like a counter, how many times they're asking him to do something.
Right. Okay.
Okay. And this is one point I would want to make. Everyone always says, "Oh, it's great to win the first HOH." No, it's only good to win the first HOH if you play the first HOH properly. If you play it like this, and a lot of players do this when they win the first HOH, and they're gone pretty quick. And that could happen to Frenchie, but he's trying to rebound and make get into the big alliance, kind of like in season 16, where what's his face, and MT or whatever the hell is an MC or what was his name? Caleb won the first HOH, I'm pretty sure.
Cowboy.
Yeah, Beast Mode Cowboy. And it's very similar,
I think he might be an erratic player that a more strategic player could I think that might be Tiffany is who that is I can use Frenchie. Right? Like Frenchie, he's erratic, but he can probably win competitions and I can probably make him do what I want.
Yeah. So very much like Beast Mode Cowboy was in BB16.
Here we got a comment saying Frenchie legitimately told everyone hundreds of times he would never put up a person or a person of color, then nominated a woman of color and a man of color. It's so stupid.
So what you're saying is he would not make a good politician.
He would not make he would not be good at a lot of things. He's not good at this in particular.
He didn't stay true to his word, or no, he would make a great politician. Sorry.
Oh, and that was the funny thing. I was when I was going back to watch the early part of the episode, he was like, I'm a man of my word every time, man. He was coming in talking to people because he was just he was going up and telling people they were safe and that he was making deals and he didn't need to. But it was just he was nervous and he was like, hi, oh yeah, you're safe. I that's fine. Now he's HOH and he feels I don't know. He's just so dumb. Come on. I agree with you, Chris. This Frenchie HOH is. This is my problem. I think is because everybody thinks the big alliance and it's got to be named after a destructive machine like a tank or a slaughterhouse or something. Okay, Dr. Will's the best player to ever play this game. What was his alliance called?
What? Chilltown.
Yeah, Chilltown. Why can't they chill out at the beginning of the game and figure out what's going on a little bit quicker? It's always this
the fear of being the first boot, Jeff.
Dr. Will did
the majority of the people were in a good position to not be voted out.
The paranoia.
I don't know.
Okay. Are we wrapping up?
The only thing we forgot to mention in the episode was the have-not room. We didn't touch upon it in the episode, but what do you guys think of the have-not room with you got to be on the jet skis and whatever?
Okay, first of all, there's 3 cots. Well, yes, 2 teeter-totter, but that's one of the best have-not rooms I've ever seen. I don't know what the hell Derek F's talking about.
Yep.
I thought that this was a good have-not room. I thought it was. We didn't really see much of the Kings in there, though.
I would have no problem sleeping in there. So, compared to other have-not rooms, it's
the airline seats.
Yeah, that's a walk in the park.
Yeah.
It's worse though than a ball pit with a bunk bed put into it.
Right.
It
Well, I
is
heard
worse.
about that, and that's what they do on that show over there in Big Brother Canada.
In Big Brother Canada. That's how they the weak sauce.
Yes. So before we wrap up, I just also want to mention, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but there's gonna be a Big Brother boxing event with BB Can versus BBUS. Have you heard of this?
No, what?
Yes. So the people who are facing off each other are
Like real boxing.
real boxing. Is KC is facing off against Veronica Doherty from Big Brother Canada 6. John from Big Brother Canada 2 is going against Fessy.
Oh, I hope Fessy
no.
gets his ass kicked.
Is this called the Faute Olympics? What is this?
No, Adam Pike is going against Josh Martinez.
Josh Martinez is boxing.
Canada's where are you gonna kill these fights? Like I'm
Hamza is going against Jose Flores.
Hamza's not gonna win that. Wait, Hamza and Jose?
Yeah, Hamza.
That'll be a good fight.
Actually, no,
That's
Hamza
lightweight.
will win.
That's lightweight.
That's like featherweights.
Yeah, featherweight. Yeah.
Madeline Nunuzio from BB Can 8 is also going to be facing against Rockstar.
Madeline?
Yeah.
Where is this happening? Like, is this in an
Yeah, we
arena?
can't even cross the border yet.
Yeah.
In Arlington, supposedly.
Arlington, Virginia.
I believe so. And the last one is Godfrey is going against Enzo Meow Meow.
Enzo? This is all this
in those
all right.
hands.
How much do you want to bet this was all Enzo's idea?
Oh my gosh. This is gonna be like, I'm unfortunately.
Where's Rohan?
It's the road show, baby!
He should be there. He should be fighting Fessy.
Rohan versus Fessy? Like, I would actually want to go see this. But I'm gonna be on a different coast. I'm gonna be
Hell yeah, I want to see that. I want to see Big Brother Canadian beat up on Big Brother USA.
It is $20 for this pay-per-view.
Is it going? It's worth it. I say $20 for that. Sure.
Yep.
I mean,
Just to
I mean, if you ever wanted, like, if you're watching Big Brother and you ever wanted one of them to get punched in the face, this is for you.
I always want them to get punched in the face, and
But they're not allowed. They have rules and contracts and things. The Big Brother.
Where's Willie Hands? Why is Willie Hands?
Why is Willie Hands not in this? And who would Canada put up against him?
I would just want Russell in Willie's corner and with the towel, and he's just like, "I gotta throw with the towel, Willie."
All Hands members.
You're gonna be the
behind
greatest boxer of all time.
Of all time.
No. But thank you for making me aware of that.
Okay.
Yes. All right. Well, I think that's it for tonight. We're going to wrap up. We'll be back Wednesday night for cover the Power of Veto episode. Thanks, everyone. I do have something to take us away here. Any closing thoughts?
No.
All right. Until then.
From outside the Big Brother house, I'm Julie